Hello, beautiful people. It's Sinderfam. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be checking this video from whatever podcast, which is interesting and about feminists. So we're going to be checking this together. Let's check it out.
All right, this is a man. Not a lot of women are willing to do this job. Not it doesn't appear particularly dangerous, but it's dirty and it's gross.
Did you ask women that if they were willing to or not?
Yeah. It's been available to them. Sanitation workers. It's been available
Hold
to them.
on. Can I ask you, are you scared of spiders?
Yes.
Are you scared of spiders? Be honest. Hold on.
Touch My Blade donated $200. I personally find it easier to learn language after I have shelter, food, water, security. Only mainly because without those things I'm not alive to learn language.
That's
Just me though.
He's got money.
Scared of spiders?
Mosquitoes?
Scared of spiders?
Terrified of them.
Scared of spiders?
No.
No?
No.
No?
Yeah.
Yep.
No.
Okay.
Haven't I grabbed the spider?
You?
Well, not scared of
I'm
spiders.
cockroaches.
Not
You?
scared of
Spiders.
spiders.
Okay. What's his name? Are you scared of spiders?
When they even said if they've asked women if they're willing to do this kind of job, just take a look at the job. We're going to take it back because take a good look at this job. What this man is doing. Go back and back. Look at this. Are these not cockroaches? They look like cockroaches. Look at the job. I don't think a woman would want to get down to do this. Just take a good look at this, and I'm just moving it bit by bit. Look at how many cockroaches are here, because obviously this looks like cockroach. Look at this. This is a cockroach. Even if the women are not scared of cockroaches, I don't think they will want to be surrounded by this many cockroaches. So what are we doing? Why can't us as women try and appreciate that there are some job sectors that men are good at and can do better? Because even if we got one woman that is willing to do this type of job, that is one out of many. Why are we not having influx of women doing this type of jobs?
No. Have any of you ever
I just
asked?
crush him with my hand.
Yeah, it's because you're men, right?
But have any of you ever lived with a man or been in a room with a man and there was a bug of some kind?
Yeah, and he ran away screaming, so I got it for him.
That's a
Okay, well, you date soy boy liberal cucks.
That's pretty funny.
I mean, it is what it is. But look, I've encountered my own anecdotal experience. I've had spiders in my rooms. Women are like, a spider.
Women you've been with.
But I'm not. I don't.
Say that about everybody on the
But ordinarily, if let's say in a household where there's a man and a woman, let's picture that, and there's a spider, who would you trust to kill the spider? Of course, the woman, or to do whatever. Of course, the woman would not want to take the first lead because the man is there. It's the natural instincts. So what is she saying?
Women that are willing to just do whatever you say.
Exactly.
What?
That's what
Well,
you
then why
expect.
would-
That's
that's
what you
what you just
expect
told
from
me,
women,
but
to be
about men.
submissive to you.
You panicked when the
Wait,
guy
what?
had an unloaded rifle. Like, what are you talking about?
I mean, wouldn't you
Like,
if someone had a gun towards you? If you didn't know
an
if it was loaded or
unloaded
not?
rifle? That your boyfriend
moment
walked
that
around
you
with an
know it was
unloaded
loaded or
rifle?
not.
Should we
No,
play
I
the
knew
other
it
one?
wasn't loaded,
Let's
and
do the
that's
other
what
one
I
really
was
quick.
doing.
Exactly.
All right. What about this? What about this? Okay. All right. Now this is really intense.
That is so sick.
This is
He chose to do that. Ain't nobody told him to get
no
that
one
job.
Chose? Are you serious? Did somebody just say he chose to do this? Look at this job. How risky. The height. Okay. Look at it. Look at the height. How scary this is. He chose to do this. You have to be kidding me.
this is really intense.
That is so sick.
This is
He chose to do that. Ain't nobody told him to
Like,
get
no
that
one else
job.
did.
Well, someone
here's
asked.
the
Nobody told him to get the job. Okay. Now, this is the problem. If a man were to say this, okay, let's even use childbirth, for example, because obviously only women could give birth, right? So if a man decide and say, oh, she chose to put herself through such pain, Is insensitive, right? Yeah. Because how dare you as a man say that, because you can't even imagine the pain a woman goes through during childbirth, or menstrual pain, or ovulation pain, because I mean some women experience pain during ovulation. And when men try to talk about that and say, oh, you chose to do that, is insensitive. But if a man is struggling, trying to, this is even for the society, he chose to do that. Like, make it make sense. The world will not exist without men. And man and the woman need to come together. No form of separation. That's why women are gifted in some areas. Women can do the part of taking care and nurturing, while men are strong to go out there and work, to provide for the family, to provide. Not because he wants to or he chose to, because it is mandatory. Do you think if men sit back to say they don't want to do anything in the world no more, or they don't want to build infrastructures no more, do you think we will live in this world as it is? Or do you think women will get up to do it? No. If it's going to take a man to build, let's say, a house, let's use that for example, an apartment, let's use that for example, if you're going to take men 30 days, for women it's going to take 300 days, because the strength that the man have got or men have got, women don't have it.
Like, no one has to.
Well, someone
Here's
has
the reality.
to do it.
Yeah, somebody has to do it. Women ain't trying to do this shit.
Oh, fuck that. I would do that shit.
You see the lights in
You-
here? You see the lights? You
You
know when
would?
it's fucking freezing?
You would do that?
Some women would.
But you know the
Do y'all
people-
enjoy light? Do you like
What do
electricity?
you do? Well, like, what do you do right now?
You?
Me?
Yeah.
I just moved here, so I'm just in school.
Yes.
Yeah, but what have you done before as a
Like
job?
work?
Yeah.
I was a ride operator.
You were a what?
A ride operator?
What is that?
I operated rides at Six
Like a
Flags.
county.
At Six
Full
Flags?
throttle.
You mean he had the little switch panel and you pushed the button and it made the ride go?
Yeah.
You just want to make sure I got it. You would climb up there in the middle of a snowstorm to do that job?
I would. If
You
I was
would.
trained, yeah.
If you were,
Anyways, all right.
I believe you.
I really forgot, so you
What,
can
I
remind
was
me.
like,
when
do
I
you
talk
guys
about
Oh, the
enjoy?
spider thing.
I was like, do you guys enjoy electricity? And
Yeah,
you were like,
so-
do you?
Well, yeah, right.
But the difference
I mean,
is-
can you survive off of it? You can't.
Yeah, but the difference is I acknowledge that if it wasn't for
can.
men who are in infrastructure jobs, we would not be enjoying the electricity which we have.
exactly.
It's just electricity. Like, yeah, men do the job for it, but like
You-
at the end of the day,
What type of mindset is this? The fact that these women, I just want to believe that these women know what they're saying. And my question here is, what type of mindset is this? Like, they don't see anything, they can't even appreciate nothing. You can't even appreciate that men are willing to risk their life to do this type of job.
Do you realize how
why are
important
you, like, praising
electricity
of-
is? If there, even if we didn't
praising?
remove,
Just electricity.
if a
bro.
female
If-
wanted to do that,
hold on.
then
Even
she
if
can
we didn't
too.
get rid of, like the sewage and the telecoms and the trucking and the transportation.
I'm not. Girls are truckers
Hold on.
too.
Okay.
They try.
Even if we
How many ladies are truckers? And that's because women now see that there is more money, or they can make more money in the trucking business. That's why we get many women as truckers. Or am I lying? Go check all of these women who are truckers now. You see them making TikTok videos and you hear them talk about how much they make and all of that. Look at them. Look at their dress sense. Look at it. Does a man dress like that? A man who is a trucker, does he dress that way?
okay.
They try
Even if we
for
didn't
it.
get rid of those other things, do you realize how pampered the lives we live are. If we singularly got rid of electricity, we would all be like collectively panicking and fucked. If it's in the winter, we're dead.
Yeah,
No, not all of us.
100%
Not me.
agree with you.
Not
I
me.
never
I'm
said
good.
I
The human
did
race
it.
survived
But I
in
just
the era of
asked
no
you,
electricity.
don't you need electricity
Like, that was
too?
the thing.
That's
Yes,
all I
but I'm
asked you.
grateful for the men who provide it,
Perfect.
while
I'm
your
grateful for
pampered
having
asses
electricity.
have contempt for men.
I'm grateful for everybody that has put the
And you
effort to
don't-
give us electricity. Everybody, male, female. Because you're telling me not one female has not helped?
Of course.
Oh my
It's all
God.
just male,
Also,
male,
though,
male, male,
yeah.
male.
I mean, there's
Men
also,
are, look, here's the point blank.
We need someone to
Men-
sign the paychecks for sure.
Men are unilaterally responsible for every bit of comfort and security
Exactly.
you are currently ungratefully enjoying. That's the difference. I acknowledge
pay my taxes.
I don't have that kind of job, but I
Touch My Blade donated $200. Internet is cool. Phones are fun. Any deep sea divers in the group? What is your favorite welder? You more a migortic gunnagal?
I mean, there was an era where electricity didn't exist and the human race did just fine. That doesn't mean it's not a great thing. But also, if we're going to talk about what roles
do you think they
are
were
more
doing
important than
before that,
another
though?
one, if we're going to talk women, if women are delegated to second class whatever roles,
That's
those
not-
are okay. Well, if
All
you
right.
think there are
What-
certain
go ahead.
positions meant for women, and then we,
I'm not even saying that. But go ahead.
so
go
you're
ahead.
saying nothing is then.
Just go ahead. Go
Okay.
with your point.
If those are caregivers, nurturers, educators, are those not just as important as
Nope.
the physical aspects of this world?
Nope.
So if women are delegated to these roles, or if they're better at these roles, it's because they have specific traits that men don't, which is empathy, caring, love, whatever. And that's not to say men don't, but it's
Well,
less.
no, that
and so what
wouldn't
if it's
tell
just
it
the
they-
world of men who are in like the higher class levels? Then a world of
wait,
like sociopaths?
higher class? Wait, what do you mean higher class levels?
I mean, sorry, like you said first class or first level, second
oh,
level.
you're going back
whatever.
to Andrew's argument.
Yeah, so when you're talking about traits, so I'd reject your first premise where you say women are doing these jobs because they have traits which acclimate them to the job. So I just kind of reject that and say, well, no, I think that they do those jobs because they don't have the traits to do the other ones.
That's what you're assuming.
So then
though.
men are doing the roles that they're doing because they have better traits.
Well, they
but
have the
women just don't have any
capacity-
traits
they
that
have the
apply in
capacity-
Or they
position.
prefer it.
Okay, so
trying
then
to-
you're saying that
well,
women do the
Let me
nurturing.
answer the question. Hang on. Let me answer it. Okay? What I'm saying is that if you were to take away the idea that, it could be that women are only relegated to do these jobs because they have the best traits to do the jobs. I would just give the kind of counter response that no, they're relegated to do those jobs even though men can do those jobs because those are
Not
the
as
jobs
well.
that women are capable of doing, even though men are equally as capable of doing them. And by the way, I will go ahead and give you the benefit of the doubt that I'm wrong. All you have to do is give me a single job that you think that men are not just as capable of women at doing, and I will do the same with men to you. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, parenting, mothering, nurturing, educating.
What parent? Wait,
Educating,
I'm sorry.
definitely educating.
Hang on, I just want to make sure.
Anything that has a
One at a time, one at a time. So let's start with mothering, right? You would agree with me that women only do that job because they're the only ones who can be mothers, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Great, then
But
it
when
is.
you're talking about parenting, there's no way you're ever going to say that women are just better parents than men, or men can't do that job as well as women, right?
But
You would say that?
I would say yes. More fathers are absent than mothers.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that the capability of men to do the job of
Exactly.
parenting is not equal to that of women.
How?
Oh, then a woman
Because
can easily
you're
do electricity.
you're making this kind of great conflation that because they can't. I'm making the exact opposite
So
argument.
because women don't go for these jobs, they can't.
No. That's a different argument. So your argument was if they're relegated to those roles by men, then they're relegated to those roles because men think that they're valuable in those roles because they have the traits that acclimate them to those roles. I'm saying the opposite. I'm saying no, that men can easily do those jobs just as easily as they can do the jobs that they're in now, but the reverse is not true.
Okay.
So when you say parenting, I think that men are just as capable of parenting as women.
Okay, we can disagree.
You don't think they're just as capable?
So why is it that you
Wait,
think
hang on. You don't think they're just as
Well,
capable?
I think just like you don't think women aren't as capable for certain positions, I think men aren't as capable for other positions
What?
that are equally as important
What?
that I just named.
What?
Educating, nurturing, parenting, literally
Why-
any
wait.
of these roles that you think are delegated.
You think
delegated
why?
to women.
Like
Well,
what?
then why do you think these other
Well,
positions
I'll
that
tell
men
you.
have
I'll tell you.
Tell me.
I'll tell you. But
Sure.
let's.
You know the problem. Lots of these people just say things because others are saying it or just with the norm. Let's go for this and say, okay, She said because we have lots more absent fathers than mothers. Now, let's look at the case. Okay, she's talking about parenthood, that women do it better. Look at the vast majority of a home that and children that were raised by single mothers. Then look at the other ones that were raised by single fathers. We're talking about just fathers present. Now look at the other ones that were raised by both mother and the father present. Look at it. I want to believe people already know the answer. But obviously, they think that because they see some particular group and say, oh, women, look at the society we are living today. Women, there are some sectors that they are good at. And always we see women go for, or would 100%, 1000%, however you want to name it, would go for the ones that are cute, are less stressful. Even if the society today makes it mandatory, women will not go for that, or go for the major jobs that is relating to like stressful jobs or not looking cute and all of that. Even in engineering that we're even talking today, you still see women, they look cute in those, but the men are out there doing the dirty jobs. Why is that? Why is it that when it comes to like building this society itself, and we're talking about like infrastructure and others, we have men doing that? Even if we are going to have women, it's just one out of many. Does not mean that women can do that job, because obviously, if we're going to be taking a survey of women doing those jobs, you still see that men still help out in those jobs. Because some men will be like, oh, you're a woman, this is too heavy. And we're talking about like in the infrastructure, engineering kind, all of that, when it has to do with manual labor and all, the man will be like, oh, this is too heavy, let us help you out. Oh, go do this one, take the one that is lighter. Oh no, these women just want to blindly ignore things and just paint it to fine tune it like, oh, it is women, the world need women.
We already went over soldiering, for instance, right? And no, women are not just capable of men at soldiering. No, they're not.
I didn't say they were.
Now, I'm saying that's my example then. Your example. I would like you to give me whatever your evidentiary is that men are not just as good at educators as women. Let's look at professorships. Let's look globally at professorships.
Well, then let's look at
let's look at scholars. Let's look at doctors. Let's look at lawyers.
That are women.
Well, wait. I'm not disputing that women can do those jobs. Never disputed it. I'm just telling you that men can do them equally as good. And so if that's the case, I'm giving you counterexamples where women can't do this job equally.
Even in as professors, let's even talk about professors. Look at the professors in college. How many can you count? The professors that people will say, oh, these are good. That's why you see, even in schools, let's even bring education, since education was brought up. You see, when it comes to ADCOM, admission committee, we have more women than men. But when it comes to professors, we have more men than women. And we're talking about like professors, like the talk about ladder and like years of experience. We're talking about men. So I mean, it is, look at it. Not that women cannot do it. Women can, but I mean, there are areas that women can do better, and there are areas that men can do better, and we need both to coexist, not separate.
is good.
Like sanitation?
So I really don't understand the equation, right?
And also in terms of parenting, if you look at the stats of single mother households compared to single father households, the single mother households are much more likely to produce criminals, to produce people who are mentally ill, to produce people who live in poverty, feminists, male feminists, and the like.
Male
The
feminists.
father isn't
Those
present,
motherfuckers.
and a baby needs both parents.
No, this is
Wait.
statistics, yeah.
Hold on. Jake, can you give your concrete
Actually, that's a great
example?
feminist counter. Actually, the great feminist counter is, well, that's because men aren't present. So all the data is coming from single mom households because there's so many of them to choose from. I agree with that. Actually, that's a great counterpoint.
Thank you.
The problem is that now we're able to, now the court system has changed, men are able to get custody of their children more. So now what we can do is we can look at the data of...
That's true. They struggle more in court.
Yep. So now we can look at the data of what happens when you grow up in a single father household versus single mother, and we can draw it 1-to-1. The outcomes are still better in a single father household than single mother.
Well, that's a very...
I think that's very opinion.
Wait.
That's
so
not opinion.
Jake, do you want to give your concrete
It is.
example? Then I'm going to move it on to dating.
I was just going to say, do you guys like Barack Obama? Do you think he was a good president?
Yes.
By the way, you can also find
I
that
was
data
politically-
that I just cited on the Substack of Rachel Wilson. She got all of it together so that you can see for yourself in single father versus single mother households how they fare differently.
Okay, I can look in.
And we also just made references to that as well. I mean, the data and the statistics don't lie. And it's the fact that these women would rather bite themselves than face reality, which is not even making sense. I wish we would live in a world or live in a society where men and women would be together, come together, rather than trying to divide and conquer or separate both. But this was an interesting conversation. The mindset of feminists is poisonous to the society, and I don't think the society needs that. They just divide and poison. But let me know what you think about this so far. I'm sure tons of people have interesting things to share. I would really love to share that. You can share other useful information you think might be really helpful. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe and all of that stuff. And until next time, see you in the next video.